Hi, thanks for taking a few minutes to check out RoasterTools. I know your time's super valuable. I'm sure you've got a ton of coffee to roast or a ton of cups to cup. Either way, I'm going to try to keep this brief, answer any of your questions that you might have about RoasterTools and if RoasterTools is a good fit for you, and then point you in the direction of further answers and some follow-up. We're going to cover a little bit about the benefits of sales automation. We're going to walk through some of the production automation, and in the end we're going to wrap it all up and answer questions about integrations and just kind of like check through those boxes to see if RoasterTools is the right fit for you. So let's get started. I've got you here on the main page for RoasterTools. RoasterTools is really two parts. One part is looking at increasing the efficiency of your wholesale, and one part is looking at increasing the efficiency of your production. And the wonderful thing about RoasterTools is that that's all integrated, so we combine the two seamlessly and help your sales data flow right into your production planning. First, I want to talk to you a little bit about what automation means in terms of sales and how that can be beneficial. I feel like sometimes in coffee, the word automation is a dirty word. We think about like super automatic espresso machines. We think about super automatic drip coffee. And it feels like we're taking a lot of the craft and the wonder out of coffee. That is not what RoasterTools is about. Our whole game is to try to give you back time. So we want to improve efficiency so that you can have time to spend on your craft. It means more time for your salespeople to be interacting with your customers and selling your products, more time for your roaster to be roasting coffee, more time to be spent on training. RoasterTools is really a force multiplier. In all of these things that we talk about, our approach to automation is using targeted automation that gives you back time that you can reinvest in your company. So, as I use that term automation, I just want to make sure I clarify a little bit that our approach to automation is all about getting you back to coffee and not taking you out of it. When it comes to sales, RoasterTools has some really amazing features. The first feature that I want to talk about is our connection with e-commerce that allows you to import orders through ShipStation and bring them directly in to RoasterTools. So, super easy. We integrate in with ShipStation, which then connects in to Shopify, WooCommerce, Square, all of those e-commerce platforms. I'm going to talk a little bit at the end about why we chose to integrate with ShipStation and tell you a little bit about the value that we think you're going to see through a ShipStation integration. Then on the RoasterTools side, it's as easy as just going and clicking import orders, and it's going to start pulling everything in to your system so that you can fulfill those orders. The next thing is that you can also add orders manually into RoasterTools. This is really easy to do, and as RoasterTools is a web-based platform, you can do this from anywhere, which means you can have your wholesale account manager actually at your customer's facility helping them to put an order in. You can do a sales pitch and create the order instantly. It's great. You can also apply discounts, change payment terms, and modify your shipping and roasting date all in the order section. But the best part of how RoasterTools approaches orders is obviously in our approach with automation. You can take any of your customers and turn on the wholesale ordering portal for them. It's so incredibly easy. With just a click of turning it on, you can invite that customer into an online ordering experience that mimics their best online shopping experience. So you're just going to send them an email invitation. This is going to point them to a very specific site where they're going to be able to create a login and password. That login and password is going to be tied to the custom pricing that you've put in for that customer. With RoasterTools, we have a really amazing discount engine that allows you to have incredibly sophisticated discounting structures for your customers. You can go through, you can create sales, you can create flat pricing, percentages off, free shipping, and volume discounts. All of the things that can create levels of complexity for your wholesale team that may be a challenge to maintain as you scale and get bigger. But with RoasterTools, all of that's put in, it's taken care of. And when the customer goes into their personalized online ordering area, that's all going to be reflected in the pricing that they see. So here we've got the wholesale order portal, which is a total dream. Right here, we've got the RoasterTools logo. This is going to be your logo. So it's all personalized for you. Your customers will be able to browse through your coffee offerings, as well as any non-coffee offerings that you select to be available for them. Let me just show you how easy it is to put in an order through the online ordering portal. First of all, let me just mention that this is optimized for mobile. So your customer can go and put this order in right from their cafe. They can be on the street, and instead of texting you their order, they can just put their order in themselves, which is amazing. So really quickly, all they have to do is go in, select the item that they want. Now this is all customizable on your end. You can put in a customized picture. You've got a spot for the name. Underneath, you've got a spot for tasting notes or short notes that you might want to have with the coffee. And then we've got an area for a longer description of the coffee. You select the bag size, and then they can go through and select whichever grind that you have made available to them. Change quantities, and then they can go ahead and add it to their cart. Really easy. They can look through and review their order. Once they review their order and everything looks awesome, they can go through and place their order. Now when they place this order, this is going to send an order confirmation to your customer. That order confirmation is actually going to look like it comes from your sales department, which is fantastic. So the customer's getting the order confirmation, and for you, that order is going directly into RoasterTools. And now, as we load up RoasterTools, you're going to be able to see that that order that we just created is in RoasterTools already. So you can see it was created on the portal. I can go in here and review the order. And then if it all looks good, all I hit is approve order. What's also great is that once this order is approved, I can go through and process payment for that order that just came through. I'd also like to point out that you can, until the orders have gone through into production, you can totally make some changes on it. So this is that order that we just put in on the portal. And I can go in there and change the roast date, change the ship date, change the payment terms. I can add free shipping change the delivery method, and then just really easily update the order. So one of the things I think that's really important about how we approach automation for sales is that these systems that we're building in with discounts, wholesale ordering portal, it's not only making things simpler for you by having this automation there, but it's also ensuring that you're going to be able to maintain a high level of complexity, which your growing customers may be demanding, that you're going to be able to maintain that level of complexity as you scale and build. So that means that discounts don't get lost or forgotten about. It means that orders get put into the system without any problems, no typos. When you think about that wholesale ordering portal, we're going to go and move that into production without ever having to alter or change anything. There's no room for errors there. And that's amazing value for your customers. And so if the order's taken without any errors and it goes through production without any errors, you're looking at increased time to spend with your wholesale customers, to build the business, to market new products, but you're also looking at huge savings in retention of your wholesale customers. And that retention, when you have a customer who's ordering, if you have a great wholesale customer who orders 20 pounds of coffee a week, that revenue on that 20 pounds of coffee a week is going to look like over $10,000 a year. So as we talk about this, we talk about the value of RoasterTools, that value is really wrapped up on the sales side in having more time to spend with your customers and more time to gain new wholesale customers. And then the real dollar and cents savings is in that customer retention. And like I said, just one customer can be $10,000 of revenue over a year. So we've talked a little bit about sales and how automation can really benefit your sales process. Really quickly, I'm going to talk a little bit about automation in production. So we've got all these orders. We're going to move them into production. I just want to show you how incredibly simple that is, because it's going to blow your mind. So these orders that we have that are open, all I'm going to do is click New Production Run. I can really easily click the orders that I want to move into production, and then one click, Create Production Run. If you were timing me, I think that was like 30 seconds. And we just moved all of those orders into production, did all the calculations, and it's perfect because we have not had any typos. I didn't input any data. There's no problems with it. We let the system do all the calculations, and that's the heavy calculations with weight loss and blends and using single origin coffees in single origins and blends, creating private labeled coffees with multiple labels, same product, all of these different layers of complexity, all managed under 30 seconds, and here we are. Now, if you are a roastery who is somewhere around roasting between 8 to 10,000 pounds a year, on average, after I've talked to so many roasters and so many production managers with coffee, on average, they spend between 8 to 12 hours per week doing these calculations. I'm not talking about roasting, I'm just talking about doing the calculations. So what we did in 30 seconds, they're spending 8 to 12 hours per week doing. Give that an average of 10, you're looking at 520 hours of time saved just in production. And what's awesome about that time is that time is for your most valuable and skilled people in your entire company. Those roasters, production managers, their time is incredibly valuable. not only with their knowledge, but like how you can reinvest that time back into the company to build your sales, to build your quality program, to increase efficiency and roast more coffee. That's incredibly valuable time, and we're going to give that back to you. 520 hours every year. What can you do with that time? It's an amazing thing to think about. This production process is also awesome in how we use a task management system to go ahead and eliminate errors that happen on the production side. So with each of these areas here, we can go through, and you're going to see it's going to turn green, lets us know that we have completed that task. All of these are created as little checklists. You can even see this pre-roast blend, how we've broken that down for you. When it's yellow, that task is in process, and as we complete it, it's going to move across the bar. So not only is this a great way to ensure that every task has been completed, it's also a really amazing way to facilitate communication within your department, because you can have somebody who works on a task like a production assistant, and if they can only work for 2 to 3 hours, or maybe they're working a half day, you know exactly where they're at in the process. This is a huge, valuable tool for individuals who are working on scaling up, but maybe they're not at the spot where they're adding a full-time production assistant, or maybe people are wearing multiple hats within their roastery and helping each other out. Even when we're trying to be really helpful, that's oftentimes where the mistakes happen, because the communication is just hard to maintain at that level. We're working with a product that has a lot of layers of complexity to it. It's super easy to drop the ball. So RoasterTools helps with that. We work all the way through, just checking off things getting labeled, making sure we're printing enough labels, putting enough labels on bags, blending coffee to exactly the right weights, making sure anything that was ordered ground gets ground, which is great, and then going through and making sure orders are fulfilled correctly, and ensuring that shipping happens. The shipping part is so amazing to me because this is all customizable, and you can add in your delivery routes, however you at your facility are optimizing your shipping. So all of that gets taken care of within RoasterTools and on this production side. So not only the time saving, but the increase in communication and the reduction of errors. Again, that reduction of errors is huge because that works for building that customer retention and saving those customers. So on production side, we're talking about savings of 520 hours per year. How are you going to reinvest that 520 hours that you're now going to have? It's an amazing thing to think about, for somebody to just give you 520 hours that you can reinvest into your company. So it's 520 hours a year that you can look at saving. And then on the retention side, again, that one single wholesale customer ordering 20 pounds a week, $10,000 that you save by retaining that customer, $10,000 in yearly revenue. So incredible savings on the production side, and also just simplifying things so that you're going to see a huge increase in employee satisfaction by decreasing the number of headaches that happen from systems that aren't scalable. When you build a system on Google Sheets and Excel spreadsheets and Post-it notes, and you try to piece everything together, you can make it work for a while, and at some point, everything has a breaking point. One thing that's amazing about RoasterTools is that it's so scalable. we know that it's going to work for you from roasting 30 pounds a week to 30,000 pounds a week. As long as you are a roast to order company, you can go 30 pounds to 30,000 pounds, and it's going to work flawlessly. So, we've gone through wholesale, we've gone through production. Time to wrap it all up. I'm sure you've got some questions about integrations and how integrations work on RoasterTools. I'm going to touch on that really, really quickly. And if you have any questions that are lingering after I mention these things, definitely shoot us an email so that we can answer these questions more in depth. But here's a real quick wrap up of what integrations look like with RoasterTools. So I mentioned before that we integrate with ShipStation, and I told you that I would explain to you a little bit why we chose ShipStation to integrate with. The reason that we chose ShipStation to work with is that as tech professionals, as software professionals, we look at ShipStation and we've seen that that program is so incredibly powerful and so solid. It offers huge savings to our roasters, and that's something that we hear time and time again from large roasting customers who are using ShipStation to move their orders. ShipStation also integrates with all of the leading e-commerce platforms. They're always on top of updates. Everything's always, all the questions are always answered with a really great customer service. So ShipStation is our top choice for who to integrate with. And because we integrate with ShipStation, then we can connect in to accounts like Shopify, WooCommerce, and Square. Makes it really easy. ShipStation has great savings. We know you're going to love ShipStation for the same reasons that we love ShipStation. We're also, with all that we've done with ShipStation, we are amazing experts on it, and we can help you through any sort of stumbles or questions that you might have in addition. Another integration that we have is related to payment processing. I touched really briefly about how you can process your payments through RoasterTools. It's a really awesome convenience. And we do that through an integration with Stripe. So if you're not familiar with Stripe, I just encourage you, as well as ShipStation, just encourage you to go and check it out. And you can go to shipstation.com or you can go to stripe.com, learn more about what benefits that those provide. Again, this is a company that we just see as really, really solid, and we want to make sure that whoever we're recommending people to work with through our integrations are the absolute best at what they do. So Stripe for payment processing is amazing. We highly recommend it. We recommend it so much that we have built in an integration right into the platform so that you can do that. Lastly, always get a lot of questions about accounting integrations. So I want to just take a few minutes to talk to you about accounting integrations because I'm sure you have questions about it. We use a couple of third-party companies to integrate in with QuickBooks Desktop, QuickBooks Online, and Xero. Each has its own customized third-party company that we use to integrate RoasterTools to your accounting software. Again, this is one of those things where we really researched who is the absolute best at this, who can provide the top-level service, and ensure top-level accuracy on what gets what these integrations look like. We are incredibly happy with the feedback that we're getting from our customers who have integrated their accounting software with RoasterTools, and so we feel really confident in recommending these integrations. We have a lot of customers who are using QuickBooks, using Xero, and they're loving the integrations. Again, because of our work with it, we've also developed an expertise in helping get these integrations set up and troubleshooting anything that may be a stumbling block there. We know you're going to love it. We're going to take really good care of your data and ensure that it comes over and it looks flawless and it works perfectly with your accounting software. With all of these integrations, I just want to throw out there, you don't need to have these integrations set up in order to use RoasterTools. So with all of those integrations, I just want to point out that you don't need them to get RoasterTools, to use RoasterTools, but the more integrations that you put together, that's higher levels of automation that's going to make things really easy for you and increase all of the savings that you're going to see. So just wrapping things up and finishing it here, I'm sure you're wondering, is RoasterTools the right fit for me? So let's cover a few just really basic things. First, are you a roast-to-order roastery? Which means you get an order, you roast the coffee, and then you fulfill the order from the coffee that you just roasted. Another model that we see is sometimes people are a roast-to-warehouse roastery. They roast and then they store at a warehouse, and then the coffee gets shipped from a warehouse to wherever it's going. That's not the best fit for RoasterTools. We're totally built to be a roast to fulfill the needs of the specialty coffee industry with their roast-to-order roasteries. So that's what we do. If you're a roast-to-order roastery, awesome, let's continue on. Do you use pounds and dollars? We do not use other currencies or units of measure at this time. So one of the prereqs to using RoasterTools to know if it's going to be a good fit for you is if you use pounds as in weight and dollars. Do you have wholesale customers? We've talked about how much benefit RoasterTools is to wholesale customers, not just in the customer retention, but also in the customer interface with placing their orders. If you have wholesale customers, you're going to need something that meets their needs for ordering and is really staying at the top of technology for how those wholesale customers have set their expectations. Are you projecting growth over the next year? If you plan to grow your business, then you should already be thinking about how are my systems set up to handle that level of growth. So if you're projecting growth with more wholesale customers, more sales, more roasting, you are likely going to be needing to improve your efficiency within your roastery in order to accommodate that. Oftentimes we have to, build up that business before we can add on additional people to help us with making it happen. So are your systems scalable, or is that growth going to be a stressor for your team? If your growth is going to be a stressor for your team, then your systems aren't scalable right now. The worst thing that you want to experience is losing customers, losing quality, or losing those valuable team members during periods of growth. So again, are your systems scalable? Can you go from roasting, if you're roasting 5,000 pounds, can you double that this year without breaking any of your systems? Can you double that without overstressing your wholesale salespeople? Can you double that and build that efficiency into your roasting operation? And lastly, if you looked at this question, if your wholesale or if your current systems are scalable and you said, I don't know, let me just ask you, can you afford to lose any of your wholesale customers? I've mentioned a couple times that one of those wholesale customers can be $10,000 in yearly revenue. Can you afford to lose $10,000 in yearly revenue? If you don't want to see that happen and you're unsure of your systems, try RoasterTools. If it looks like it's going to be a good fit, if you are a wholesale or if you are a roast-to-order roastery, you use dollars and pounds, and you have customers, give RoasterTools a try. We would love to offer you some time to play around with the system, answer any questions, dig in. We have amazing support systems that are built in to help you get started with RoasterTools and make any sort of transition incredibly easy. Whether you are roasting 30 pounds a month or you are roasting 30,000 pounds a month, RoasterTools is here to help you. We've got full-time developers. We have help technicians who are there to answer questions for you. We've got live help chats, help documents, videos, all of that's available for you. If you'd like to give RoasterTools a try, we would love to have you. We would love to show you around the system and let you dig right in. So reach out to us, ask us if you have any additional questions. We'd be happy to answer. But, if you can't afford to lose your wholesale customers, let's talk. Let's talk about RoasterTools. Let's talk about automation and make sure that you are set to hit those goals that you have set for yourself for the next year. We want to be part of that. We want to help you hit your success. Reach out. Thanks so much. You've given me your time, and I am so incredibly grateful. I hope that this was valuable to you, and I look forward to answering any questions that you have following up. Thanks.